You are bleeding money, and the wound is completely invisible. You put in the hours, you get the paycheck, but by the end of the month, the vault is empty. Society has built a perfect trap. It drains your wealth through quiet subscriptions you forgot about months ago. It packages mindless spending as mere convenience. It disguises your worst impulse buys as necessary. The system is designed to empty your pockets without you ever noticing. The advice you get to fix this is a complete lie. The financial gurus tell you to hustle harder or track every single penny on a miserable spreadsheet. They preach punishing frugality. But that method is fundamentally broken. It relies entirely on raw willpower. Willpower is a battery, and it eventually runs dry. When it does, you snap. You engage in revenge spending. You buy things you do not even want, just to feel a false sense of freedom, ruining months of painful sacrifice. There is a superior path. Traditional Japanese philosophy views wealth protection entirely differently. It does not force you into a state of harsh restriction. Instead, it relies on tiny, subtle adjustments to your daily psychology. These adjustments naturally alter your environment and the way you view your possessions. They act as an invisible shield against waste. You keep your money, and you never experience the sting of deprivation. Listen closely. Adjustment number 9 on this list explains exactly why those automated budgeting apps are actually keeping you broke. It goes against everything modern finance tells you to do. Do not skip ahead, or you will miss the exact reason your safety net keeps falling apart. The first adjustment is Kakeibo. This is the practice of the mindful financial ledger. Right now, you probably swipe a piece of plastic and let an app sort the numbers into neat little graphs. That creates a massive emotional disconnect. You do not feel the money leaving your hands. Kakeibo forces you to confront the reality of your spending through physical, handwritten accountability. When you physically write down a purchase, you are forced to look at the emotional trigger behind it. Was it a real need? Or were you just bored or stressed? Your microaction for today is simple. Take a physical pen and a piece of paper tonight. Write down every single dollar you spent today. Feel the actual weight of those numbers. The second adjustment is Mottainai. This translates to a profound sense of regret over waste. Modern consumer culture trains you to treat objects as highly disposable. You buy a cheap plastic gadget, it breaks in a month, and you toss it in the trash without a second thought. Mottainai rejects this entirely. It is a deep-seated respect for the raw materials and the human effort that created an object. Throwing something away prematurely is viewed as a failure of imagination. This mindset naturally forces you to buy higher quality items that actually last. Your microaction is to intercept one item you plan to throw away this week. Find a way to completely use it or repurpose it. Stop feeding the landfill and start respecting your resources. The third adjustment is Shikata Ga Nai. This means accepting what cannot be changed. Most people fall blindly into the sunk cost fallacy. You keep paying for a software subscription you never use. Out of guilt, you pour thousands into a failing car because you've already spent money fixing the engine last year. You are burning new money just to validate old mistakes. Shikata Ga Nai teaches you the cold, emotional detachment required to cut your losses. Immediately, you accept the error, learn the lesson, and move forward. Your microaction is to log into your bank account and cancel one recurring charge you have not utilized in the last 30 days. Feel zero guilt. Just take the action. The fourth adjustment is Kintsugi. This is the art of treating a repair as an elevation. Modern marketing conditions you to view a broken item as immediate garbage. A rip in a jacket or a chipped plate means it is time to buy a brand new one. Kintsugi teaches that repairing an item actually adds to its history and makes it more valuable. It shifts your focus away from the endless pursuit of newness and points it toward enduring quality. A repaired item shows active care. A replaced item just shows a lack of patience. Your microaction is to find one damaged item in your home. Spend 15 minutes finding a quick tutorial on how to fix it yourself. The fifth adjustment is Ichie. This translates to one time, one meeting. Your budget is not destroyed by big, rare purchases. It is drained by the constant hum of low-volume background noise, the identical cup of mediocre coffee, the repetitive takeout meal you eat while staring at your phone. Ichigo Ichie demands that you treat your spending as a unique, unrepeatable event. It forces high intentionality. If something is not going to be memorable, you do not buy it. Your microaction is simple. Before your next non-essential swipe, pause. Ask yourself if this purchase will create a lasting memory, or if it is just more background noise fading into the void. The sixth adjustment is Gaman. This is the practice of dignified endurance. Modern companies spend billions engineering zero-friction environments. One-click checkouts and same-day delivery are weapons, designed to exploit your lack of patience. They want you to buy before you have time to think. Gaman is the stoic defense against this. It is the deliberate practice of sitting with an unmet desire until the initial impulse fades away. You take back your power by simply waiting. Your microaction is to build an artificial wall. Institute a mandatory 48-hour cooling-off period for any purchase over $50. Watch how quickly the desire evaporates. The seventh adjustment is Osoji. You likely view cleaning as an annoying chore. The Japanese tradition of Osoji flips this completely. It treats a deep cleaning session as a ruthless financial audit. When you ignore the corners of your home, you fall into the double buying trap. You buy a second set of tools or another black shirt simply because the first one is buried in a closet. Osoji forces you to confront the exact dollar amount of unused goods sitting in the dark. Your microaction is to empty a single junk drawer today. Lay out the contents on a table and calculate the exact monetary value of the unused items inside. The total will shock you. The eighth adjustment is Danshari. Standard advice tells you to buy better organizers for your clutter. That is a trap. You are just spending money to house useless items. Danshari attacks the root cause. It means refuse, dispose, and separate. You must refuse to let low-value, budget-draining items cross the threshold of your home in the first place. Block the mess before it ever arrives. Your micro-action targets the source. Go to your inbox right now and ruthlessly unsubscribe from 3 promotional retail email lists. Cut off the machines that manufacture artificial desire. The ninth adjustment fulfills the promise from earlier. This is Wabi-Sabi, the art of embracing imperfection. This is why standard budgeting apps fail you. An app only tracks numbers. It does not cure the psychological disease of upgrading. You replace a perfectly good phone, a reliable car, or a comfortable couch simply because it has a scratch, or the design looks slightly dated. You are paying a massive financial premium just for the illusion of flawlessness. Wabi-Sabi teaches you to find actual aesthetic value in the aged, the worn, and the used. A scratch is proof of utility. When you respect the wear and tear on your items, the endless upgrade cycle completely breaks. Your microaction is to pick up your oldest, most scuffed up piece of daily technology, look at it, and make a conscious, verbal commitment to use it for exactly 1 more year. The 10th adjustment is Hara Hachi Bu. Originally, this is a dietary rule that means eating only until you are 80% full. Applying this rule to your wallet is incredibly effective. Most people spend right up to the absolute limit of their income. They max out the budget every single month. They buy in extreme bulk just because they see a sale. They leave zero room to breathe. Hara Hachi Bu demands that you stop before you hit the ceiling. It automatically creates a 20% financial buffer for your life. You stop consuming before you feel heavy. Your micro-action applies to your next purchase. The next time you fill a digital or physical shopping cart, force yourself to remove exactly 20% of the items before you proceed to check out. The 11th adjustment is Kaizen. This is the philosophy of continuous micro-improvement. Amateurs try to fix their financial lives by cutting their expenses in half overnight. This sudden shock causes massive psychological burnout, and they fail within a week. Kaizen takes the exact opposite approach. It focuses on aggressive, tiny, 1% daily optimizations. You make changes so small, they do not create any friction or stress in your life. Over time, these tiny, invisible adjustments compound into massive wealth. You do not notice the sacrifice, but you definitely notice the savings. Your micro-action is highly specific. Find exactly 1 recurring daily expense you can reduce by just $1 single starting tomorrow. True financial control is never about punishing yourself with spreadsheets or living in a state of forced poverty. That is a miserable way to exist. This is actually about liberation. By mastering your own impulses and actively shaping your environment, you stop funding a consumer system that is specifically designed to drain you. You take back your autonomy and keep the wealth you work so hard to build. Do not attempt to apply all 11 of these adjustments tomorrow morning. That is a guaranteed formula for immediate failure and frustration. You must choose exactly 1 rule from this list to implement right now. Go to the comments and explicitly state which single adjustment you are executing today. Then, subscribe to this channel to continue building your discipline and master your path forward.